Hey folks, how's it going? This is Dominic here from Everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Phish of the Week. This week, we're going to take a look at a scareware phishing campaign that's been hitting a fair amount of our customers. Here, the email says that the attacker has compromising information about you. If you don't pay the ransom, it will be released on the internet. The interesting thing about this campaign is not really its content or anything like that, but it's really the way that this email is constructed. So if we break down that email, what we find is that it's actually built or composed of 3 images and 1 random string that represents that Bitcoin address. So why this is interesting is that it really does a good job at defeating existing technologies. One, from a email perspective, there is nothing interesting to scan for, right? So these images are not executable. There's no links in the email. There's no attachments that could do anything nefarious. It's just an email with 3 images and a string. So, and we can actually see that, beating many defenses out there by looking at, those detections that have happened across our customers. This first customer of ours is a O365 customer, and here that email just passed through it without any problems. The second example here, again, same campaign, went through a customer that is using Proofpoint, and unfortunately here Proofpoint did not do a good job at catching it. And finally, this third example is a customer of ours that is utilizing both Cisco IronPort as well as Proofpoint to try, to protect their users from phishing campaigns. And here as well, unfortunately, both of these technologies were not able to catch this phishing attack. So how does it work, right? So the attackers here are getting pretty smart, right? So they're building messages that have components that are hard to detect, right? So images and random strings, are often, very benign, and that effectively does a really good job at defeating existing security solutions. So why does it work? Well, one is, scare tactics are always pretty interesting. So users who get those and they don't know that it's entirely bogus, may feel that they need to pay the ransom because, they're being told that they got compromised. And as we saw in the last example here, if you remember, the message actually came out of O365, which typically indicates that the attacker compromised a legitimate account and ended up sending the message out of O365, which has the result of defeating email authentication protocols, basically SPF, DKIM, and DMARC. So how do we get ahead of these phishing campaigns? Well, one, at Area 1, we do a fair amount of active crawling and discovery of attacks on the internet. So we preemptively look for these campaigns, and that allows us to create a pretty massive corpus of these type of campaigns that are sitting out there that we use to train our models, such that we can protect our customers against these campaigns. We go beyond the basic email authentication here, as I mentioned, right? So, in that last example where a legitimate account was compromised, if you don't look at the content of the message, you're going to end up missing that detection altogether. And finally, all the technology comes together and allows us to do some comprehensive message analysis and be able to effectively detect these campaigns. So hopefully this Phish of the Week was informative. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at area1security.com, or you can send us an email at demo@area1security.com. Thank you very much, and we'll catch you next week. Have a great day.